Happy Friday. Welcome everyone to another exciting live stream at the Bobby Legs Love Channel's Friday Night Watch Talk with Bobby Legs and friends. I am joined with a few friends here. We got something cooking in tonight's episode, and we're gonna have a little play along game here. But first, we're gonna do all the formalities. Chaz, how are you? You are
Doing
geared up.
great.
Did
Yeah,
Tennessee
we
play
got
today?
it's tournament time. They
Yeah.
play tomorrow. They play Duke.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's right.
there's no excuse for anybody not rooting for the Vols tomorrow.
Oh, totally
Because
rooting for the
if we
Vols.
all can agree on anything, we all hate Duke,
Hate
right?
them.
So
Yep.
Hate them.
um, you
Go
got to root for
Tennessee.
the go Big Orange.
Yeah.
So about I think about 1:40 my time, 2:40 your time. Wearing the Pam tonight.
Very nice.
Uh, Pam 111. Uh, RIP Joey Pam, but love this watch and
Are you gonna wear the Are you gonna wear
happy.
the Are you gonna wear the creamsicle tomorrow?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll be wearing the there he is.
There he
I'll be
is.
wearing the Planet Ocean tomorrow game time, no
Oh
doubt.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I'll make sure.
And
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
happy Saint Happy Saint Patty's Day. Let's
Oh
get that
yeah,
out there.
that's true. That is today, isn't it?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, St. Patty's Day, huh? Uh, had a lot of crazy days. St. Patty's Day in my past. Anyway, those days are over. So great, Pam. 111. Great watch. Creamsicle tomorrow. Everybody, if you can, root for the Balls tomorrow, right? Unless you want the Duke and just want to root for Duke. You might as well be a Yankee and a Cowboy fan. All right,
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Anyway,
yeah.
let's go. Or a Manchester United fan, right? There, like, aren't those like your typical like? Okay, anyway, sorry, Deb. Deb, how are you? How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Good to
How are
see
you
you.
guys?
Yeah, yeah. What you got on wrist today?
Uh, got the peacock on. Uh,
Oh,
Not
yeah.
the best, like my camera is not the best, and
That's all right, Deb.
you really need direct sunlight to really enjoy the dial.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very true. Um, I'm gonna skip over Bobby for a second because Bobby K. I'm gonna go with my watch here. I got the Seiko SNR is it 35? I think it's a 35. And I got the Strat for the other one for the diver
Nice.
version. So I just put that on today. Very, very cool. Thanks to 911 Dan for finding that listing on Baiyi, which is a Japanese site where they had this strap, the OEM strap for this. And compared to what was on eBay at, very, very good price. Bobby, how you doing? Just let you know you're on mute. Um, just want to get a quick little greetings from you and maybe peer into why you are here tonight before we go and say hello to the chat. How you doing,
Sure.
buddy?
Before getting to just for a college spirit, I'm wearing a Penn State. So Penn State is also in
Uh,
the tourney, and they're playing Texas tomorrow as well. So I mean, those who are rooting for Texas is great, but they're Penn State's the underdog, and they're not really good at they're not known for their basketball teams.
mm,
So uh, hopefully tomorrow they survive. But yeah, I'm here in Miami. It's spring break here. It's a little busy and crazy, but went to a couple of watch shops today, a couple of boutiques as well. And right now I'm here because I did have a new acquisition and thought it may have fun with it as well.
yeah,
Share with the stream.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
A reveal. And what's special about when Bobby gets one, I mean, he only gets like one watch a year. You know what I mean? And so, like, it's always like the lead up and the excitement about it. And he also has a theme in his collection where the different color dials. So that's why it's kind of like a little bit of an exciting episode tonight. Exciting for us because we have no idea what he got. But before we get into that and having fun with that, let's say hello to the chat. Hey, Bill K is here. How are you, Bill? Joey B, what's up? Hey, Wilson, how you doing? There's 911 Dan. Steve, Time Hill is here. Hey, James, what's going on? Marceau is here. Peter C, how you doing, Peter? Scott's here. He's wearing his SB05, the Sartori Billiard. Great watch. Bruno is here. Hey, Bruno. Maison One is here. Rob Mountain Standard Time is here as well, wearing his vintage Pierce Chrono tonight. Very nice. Underachieving watch collector. How you doing, sir? Caliber YQG is here. How you doing? Ken Spear checking in from Pittsburgh. Deej, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Paul is here. How you doing, Paul? Um, wearing Miss Owens wearing his Moser Heritage Center Seconds, the funky blue fume on the wrist tonight. I love that watch. Such a great watch. The Big Wrist. Happy St. Patty's Day to you too. He's wearing his GAB 2100. Is that a Casio reference? Yeah.
Correct.
Um, KR Joy is here. How you doing, KR Joy? Hey, Canadian Watch Monkey. What's going on? How are you? Um, Marcel St. Duke does have a very nice botanical garden. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Um, Thomas, what's up? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Justin R. strapped in. Wayben is here. Hey, Wayben. What is going on? Um, James is wearing recently regulated Longines Big Eye. Okay, very nice. And Steve is wearing his Datejust Time Hill. Datejust here tonight. Sorry. Pale Horse is here. Hey, Pale Horse. Good to see you. Yeah, Justin, not a big fan of Duke. Gotcha. Yeah. Um, okay. All right. So, been anticipating this for the last 5 or 6 hours, Bobby. Um, but we also want to have a little fun with the guesswork here.
Yep.
So, let me turn it over to you. Let's
Sure.
we're
Uh,
we're 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 all pawns in your game tonight.
yeah, it's a huge chessboard, but the most important thing is like collecting watches is like hunting, right? The hunt, the research and all that stuff. Instead of like putting a state of the collection and all that, and just saying it, I want you guys to have a skin in the game and try to guess what could it be. And then I'll tell you a little bit about my collection theme. You spoke a little bit about it,
Yeah.
being colors and so on and so forth. So just before that, I just want to let you know that I live in Miami, so I am having access to a lot of boutiques and watch shops here. But it could be a red herring I'm just giving out there, but there's a lot of boutiques, and I just want to let I think Jazz and Dib and Robbie. I went to the Val Harbor shops where there is different boutiques like Booker, um, AP boutique. I went today. Just to name a few. And then a couple of people came by a couple months ago, and we went to other boutiques, IWC, the Design District, Jorn, so on and so forth. This just give a few brands out there, just to
Mhm.
name a few, so that you guys have some this thing of clues. Now, the first part of this is going to be my collection. So there's two things. I have one side of it is Snoopy Speedmasters. As you guys know, I'm a big Snoopy fan. I have all the three Omega Snoopy Speedmasters. I'm not going to say if I have it currently in my collection, but that's for you guys to guess. The original Eyes on the Stars, the second Omega Snoopy 2, and the third one, the recently 3861 Snoopy 3. Now, my core color collection, this is going to be the interesting one where you guys are going to go a little more into this thing. I'm going to talk a little bit more later on about the colors because you're going to go a little more into guesswork. But
Mhm.
there are 13 colors. 13. Now, why is the number 13, right? Well, God made 7 colors for the rainbow, so it's unusual. It's going to be an odd color. Just imagine the 7 colors of the rainbow, which is Vibgyor, violet, indigo, which is dark blue, green, yellow, orange, red. That's the rainbow. I have 3 darker shades, which is black, brown, and gray. The lighter shades is salmon, cream, and white. So those are the 3 on
Okay.
darker and 3 white and the rainbow colors. Okay.
So no orange is not part of the list.
Well, orange is part of the rainbow. Vibgyor, so violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red.
Oh, okay. Because I thought
So
yellow and red made orange. Okay, my bad. All right.
orange, but
Yeah.
orange is there, and
Okay.
Chaz
Okay.
probably would not be joining us if it wasn't there. So
All right.
orange is there. So
Okay. Okay. I follow. I follow.
all
Okay.
right. So out of the 13 color watches I have, there are a total of 8 watches that you guys know about. And out of those 8 watches, I'm going to name these watches and I'm going to name these colors corresponding. And you guys will just keep an eye on the watches because the part of the game is you guys are going to choose one of these watches. What I'm mentioning is not in my collection anymore, and so you guys will have to just. I'll choose randomly, and you guys can go one by one and think of the watches that are still in my collection,
Hmm.
and probably find out if the person who gets it incorrect, probably loses, the first part of the game, but we'll get there. So
Okay.
the colors and the watches are going from the darker shades to the lighter.
All right.
Black, it's the GP Laureato ceramic. That's number one.
Uh,
Um, I do not have a brown. I do not have a gray. So those are the darker shades. The From the rainbow colors, violet is the purple Iwade Grand Seiko.
okay. So purple.
Iwade, the Grand Seiko. Keep in mind, all these colors are different brands, by the way, too. So there's no repetition of any brand. That's another easy way of remembering this thing, too. So Grand Seiko is the violet. Indigo is. You need
Bobby,
time?
hold on one second. Yeah, because you know what? I realized. Let me type this and maybe let me see if I can share my screen so
Sure, sure,
we can have. And look, I mean, my spelling is going to be terrible.
sure.
So can you guys see my screen? It's just a notepad.
Yeah, do you have a smaller font?
uh, let me see. Edit. How do I do this? Can I
Wait a minute,
zoom
let me
in?
get my binoculars.
So there's only 8 watches, so it's not going to be a large list, hopefully.
There's got. Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby. Let me just. Oh, font here. Let's see. Can I do like a? All right. Let's do 24.
I think we need to do 35.
Oh, you want to go 35? Wise ass. Uh, okay. Fine. 35. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, great.
Yeah, good. Okay, go ahead.
Indigo is the Vacheron Constantine Overseas,
Okay.
which is dark blue, basically.
Yep.
Overseas. We do not have green. Is the Moser Green Dragon.
If I'm missing anything, guys, let me
That's
know
okay.
because I
Orange
just
is the Doxa.
okay.
Red is the JLC Rouge.
That's a reverse, all right?
Yep. Salmon, now going to the lighter shade, salmon is the Gronfeld Principia. Gronefeld.
Yeah, right. That's fine.
Yeah. And the white is the 5711 Patek.
7-11. Okay.
And then I have
Gronfeld.
the 3 Speedmasters, which are the Smithies.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
so you guys can go whichever direction. Rob, you can choose which order to go in, and you can choose the first watch that you still think is in my collection.
So let
You
me
can
just
start
get
with
the,
Snoopy's.
should we just start with the Snoopies and
Sure.
then
So
we
it's
could
just warm up.
and
Yep.
talk through our logic,
Yep.
you know?
You guys
Okay.
can talk amongst each other because it's
Okay.
survival. So
All right, good. So yeah, so Chaz and Dave, I think, and Chat, I think the Snoopies are still there, right? Just because of his love for Snoopy and Snoopy style watches and the collectability of those three Snoopy Speedmasters. I think there's no way that he's gotten rid of any of those. What do you think, Dib, Chaz?
Are you letting you want each of us to go in turn, Bobby? Uh, so
Okay. So then,
you
I'm saying
you
he's
get
kept them.
you got to commit. Are you gonna let Bobby guess? Bobby Legs guess 3 at a time? Because I think he's calling all.
no, he can start with one. I mean, one of them. Whichever Snoopy you think I have. I mean, there's
Well,
one
I
that's
think I
first
think
one or second one, third one. We can.
I'm
This is
just
just a warm up practice one. If you want to start.
yeah, I'm just grouping them all up
Okay.
because they're a theme. I'm not going to do the same thing for the other watches. I'm just going to group
Okay.
up all the Snoopies, and I think they're all
Yeah, that's
staying.
easy.
Yeah.
And are you sure about that? I just want to make sure before I
Yes,
commit.
yes, prosecutor. Yes, I am sure about that.
Great.
Yes.
And you are correct. That is the Snoopy box right here. All the 3 Snoopy watches are inside.
Nice.
I'm not going to get. We're going to save some time here. You guys know Snoopy's These are the three
Yeah.
Omega Snoopies.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct, Rob. And those three are still in my collection. Probably will never leave.
Yeah.
So good answer. Good start. Dib.
Uh,
Moser, Green Dragon.
So you're sure about the Moser?
Yes.
Okay. The Moser Green Dragon is still there. So
Damn. Okay.
all
good
right.
answer.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the GP Laureato, the ceramic black. I'm saying it's still there.
GP Laureato, black ceramic, the black themed watch is still there.
All right.
Okay. So
Good
now it's back
answer.
to me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're done with the Snoopy Speedmasters. We
Ooh.
finished with the GP Laureato. We finished with the Moser Green Dragon.
Wow. Wow.
There
Okay.
are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 choices
Six
remaining.
choices left.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Ooh, so it's getting a little tougher now, right? Now I'm realizing how the game is being played here. Um, okay, so now the overseas is kind of like a iconic type, almost iconic type watch. So is the 5711. Um, the Gronfeld, you just got that recently within the last year. Um, I can see you getting rid of the JLC or the Doxa, maybe even the purple Owate. But I think you definitely kept the Patek, the 5711.
Okay, you're sure about that?
Yeah, I'm totally sure.
You are right. The Patek
Phew.
5711 is
Ooh,
there.
so
I
close.
thought a lot about it last year when it was stupid, like you said, Market Valley, but I kept it because, and Justin, um, sorry to burst your bubble. For now, the 5711 is still there. That leaves us with 5 more choices, out of which 4 uh, is in my
Still in the
collection.
collection.
One is an outlier.
You know, to make this fair, actually, Dib should probably have two turns in a row. That's how we should have done it. And then Chaz, and then me. Do you know what I mean? Because I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
like
yeah. But
so. But anyway,
yep. So, and again, you guys can talk amongst each other because it's
yeah,
just surviving what like your thinking logic is. Your logic was pretty good, Rob.
yeah. Go ahead, Deb. What do you think?
All right. I think the overseas is gone.
Oh,
You
so
you,
you
you
think
have to choose the watches that are still remaining.
Okay. JLC, the Rouge.
so?
The
Why do you think so, Deb?
It's it's a very special JLC.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to replace,
Mm-hmm.
and there's not a lot of them out there on the forums if you wanted to replace later. So and I think it's such a classic dress watch. They have never made that color again.
Mm. Mm.
I don't think that's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rob Mount Standard Time is disagreeing with you on that one, Deb. He thinks it's actually the Doxa. Um, Canadian Watch
No, but
Monkey is saying that does. I know. You're going with the JLC, right? The overseas. But I'm just saying I'm trying to involve the chat a little bit here. And Canadian Watch Monkey is saying the Doxa is too cheap to keep, kind of like selling your SKX. So okay, um, Dib is saying that you kept the Reverso. Bobby?
So the JLC Reverso Rouge is a great watch, and fortunately, I kept it. Um, it's like Dib was saying, it's a hard watch. It has the original 1931 case, um, super light, and this
I
red
mean,
is just amazing. It's hard to show in the thing, but two-hander.
yeah, so JLC makes a current red with the small seconds, but it's not this red. And
Yep.
I have tracked this watch for a long time, and I have never seen prices go below like 17, 18,000. So yeah, it's very tough to get.
Yeah, it's the current regeneration is the burgundy small seconds, like you were mentioning,
Mm,
Dib,
yeah.
and this is more of an enamel lacquer type of red.
Hmm.
And this doesn't have the complication, but good guess there, Dib. You're absolutely right. We are done with red.
Okay,
Um,
so Maison One saying you can't get rid of that Gronfeld. The value is through the roof. Justin is saying Bobby got rid of the VD. Awesome, man. Time Hill. Steve is saying the Grofeld remains. Um, Paul saying your collection is amazing. Is it Chaz's turn or my turn? Is it my turn?
it's
My
Chaz's
It's
turn.
turn.
Chaz's turn. Chaz's turn. Yes.
I'm gonna go.
So Chaz, you have the purple Wade, the VC Overseas, the Doxa, the Gronefeld, and
Yeah,
oh,
that's it, right?
that's it.
That's it.
Four what?
Yeah.
Four choices
Yeah.
remaining.
Well, I'm saying that the Doxa remained because I don't think you can improve on that orange dial. So and you have I think Doxa does orange dials better than anybody, and and I think Bobby K has a limited edition, not just a stock Doxa. So I'm saying that survived.
So you're gonna live and die by the orange. I see.
I'm living and dying with the orange.
All
Yes.
right, and your love for the orange pulls you through. The Doxa Aqualung still remains. I still think this is the best orange dial out there. Again, just a little thing to my theme here is I try to get the best color dial, irrespective of price, and I think this Doxa orange is probably the most prolific orange in the market. So the Doxa Aqualung definitely is a special watch, and a good answer there, Chaz. Ooh, Rob.
Yeah, yeah. So Dan
It's
thinks you kept them all. It's a trick.
okay.
Um,
Okay.
so if the Gromfeld's gone, Deech says I'll be so sad. I agree with you, Paul. AP Royal Oak 15
Oh, so
for
they're going to the second
50.
half of the thing.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
maybe it's easier at this point to think what you got
Mm-hmm.
to help try to use logic to see what you got rid of. Okay, so this is really tough here because my inclination is that I think you got rid. I'm still thinking that you got rid of the overseas. But Maison mentioned that you can't get rid of that Grunfeld. The values have gone up, but why not use that Grunfeld to parlay
Mm.
into an epic kind of watch? And is that what you did? Whew, that is really really tough. But I think I'm picking
And
Grunfeld here because
there's a purple Awadi too
no,
on
no,
this
no,
one.
I know. Yeah, I want to stay away from that. I'm hoping Did picks that. Um, the Grunfeld, I feel like since you recently got it, that's the only reason why I think it's safe at the moment. Now, if I'm kind of thinking you did Royal Oak as well. Now, I know the indigo and the gray, and I think you might be going gray. I think I agree with these guys. But indigo being different, but you could have gotten a classic blue dial Royal Oak as well, to switch out because you got rid of the VC overseas, which I just realized I put VD. Sorry. Um, Now I get it. Now I get what Justin was saying. So I think I think you kept the Gronfeld. That's my answer and my final answer.
You're completely sure about that, right?
Yes.
So it is gone.
Oh,
The overseas is still here,
oh man.
and the purple Awade is still here.
Oh
The purple Awade. I
man.
was trying to lead you towards the purple Awade because that was a safer bet. You were
Yeah.
deciding between the other two. The violet is still there. So
Oh man, I talked myself back into the Gronfeld.
Oh,
I was slipping. I was thinking, there's
you're
no way he's gonna get rid of it. Then I'm like, Maison mentioned that, and correctly so. Like the prices on those had gone up. Why not, strike while the iron is hot? And then I was like, no way. I think I kept it, and maybe getting rid of the VD overseas or VC overseas. Um, wow, wow. Okay.
Now we're going to now
Mm,
you there's it opens up a whole thing now, right?
mm,
There's so many options, so many colors. Now I'm going to stress on the colors, okay? Um, your thinking was right. The only reason why, and I hate to say that I love the watch. The case back is the best finishing I've ever
yeah,
seen.
of course.
Living in Miami, wearing that buffalo leather strap
Mm,
every single day
hmm
was cumbersome.
hmm
Just to, you can't imagine the humidity. It's kind of like, just imagine, you went to Puerto Rico recently,
Yeah.
just wearing that for months on end. It took a toll a little bit. And that was probably one of the reasons why, as well as value too, because I wasn't losing anything. So, but that being said, it opens up a whole slew of options right there. I just told a little bit of my thinking here. I'm not going to get into more into that. Uh,
Shock waves, Bobby.
uh,
Shock waves are are going through. Deech not happy.
not yeah,
Maison not
yeah.
happy.
So let me ask you this: did you replace the Gronefeld with a watch which is the exact same value, or was it a lower value watch?
Well, I'm going to give you the color choices, and Dib, you can choose, and then we're going to go into the second half of this tournament. Now we're going to the Sweet 16 now, so all the um, colors. So I'm going to give you one thing out straight out of the bat. The salmon has not been replaced. That color, okay? So salmon still. I'm not going to say that I got another salmon watch. So that's just out of the picture. The colors are meaning. I'll give you the colors. Um, so gray, brown, those are the darker shades. Uh, blue, yellow. Yellow includes yellow gold, and cream or off white. Now
So
this.
are we each picking a color?
So this part of the exercise is going to be, you guys are going to choose like the game of Clue. What color, what model, what brand, what model it is, and what material, just to name off four things. And you guys can all give different answers based on all the colors that you see up there. You guys can discuss amongst yourselves. And I will tell you how many. It's kind of like Professor Plum in the library with the candlestick. I will tell you how many out of the four
Okay.
you've gotten correct.
So just to clarify some of the game rules, can we all pick the same watch or is it a different watch?
You can choose the same watch if you want to. You can choose
Okay.
different colors of the same watch or same brand. You can choose. It's
Okay.
it's all the same. And I will.
The only reason why I'm asking is because since I lost that first round, like
Yeah.
if we had to pick different picks, then I would obviously pick last and let
Okay.
Viv and
Sure. Sure.
Chaz.
Sure.
But I didn't know if that matters or not.
It doesn't matter. I think
Okay.
it's the more thing is the hunting and the thinking of what watch I got.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now you know kind of what it's any. It could be a Moon Swatch to a David Thune. That's that's the brands you
Okay.
can go from, because again, I'm kind of stressing on what the best color dial watch is. So perspective, and those are the color dials that are mentioned. Not salmon. Salmon is out of the picture, so I'm going to
Sam is out of the
let
picture. Okay.
salmon, unfortunately.
All right. So guys, so I think it's very interesting that um, so we have to pick three things, right? We have to pick the color of the dial, we have to pick the model and materials, and it's interesting that Bobby threw in to me threw in that last caveat, that last category, like the material. I think possibly we're not looking at stainless steel here.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Dib, so what are you thinking now? Should we go by color since that's like Bobby's thing first, or do you
I,
want to
I
talk
I
brand?
think I'm gonna get the obvious choice out of the way.
Hmm
Um, is the FP Jaune with the Havana dial. That's brown. So
Mm,
Let's
wow.
see if if that's correct or not. Because Bobby has been on the wait list for one. So
Okay, is that's your choice? Is the
yes,
FB Jordan Habanadel? Is there material? Since we're talking materials too. Since
I
Did I miss
don't.
green, Bobby? Did I miss green? Sorry.
no, green is
You have a
the
green.
green
The
dragon.
Green
Green
Dragon.
dragon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I'd say I forgot your choice. I'm gonna go with Platinum.
Platinum. Okay, I will. And then Chaz, do you have a choice?
So wait. So Dib is going. Um, sorry. F
Bjorn
J.
Habanadel Platinum.
Oh man, I can't type for crap. Platinum. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Chaz, what do you think?
I'm gonna go. Man, that uh, gray dial. If you went to AP, um, I'm gonna say gray dial AP Royal Oak, 37 millimeter
Stainless steel,
uh,
I presume.
stainless steel.
Okay, so gray. I see a gray. I see a brown. Jorn. I see a gray AP. um, Rob, you want
Mm,
to?
mm, hmm hmm I think Chaz and Dib's pick are great. I think if I had gone first, I would
You
have.
can still select. I mean, you said like
I
you were
know,
saying.
I know. If I had gone first, I would have picked either one of those, like depending on like what my mood was at the particular moment in time or my thoughts process was. Now I know I can pick either one of these, but I let me just cover the bases here. You know what I mean? I just want to cast a wide net and maybe throw out something that is not one of these two. And I think, hmm, man. I think AP. Hmm. You know what? All right. Screw that. I'm going with Chaz. I agree with Chaz. I think you went with the AP Royal Oak 37 millimeter stainless steel gray dial. That's my guess.
Okay.
Sorry, Chaz, but I think you
No,
got it. I mean, Dib's guess is a good guess too, and it could be Dib's guess too, or it could be none of these.
I mean,
yeah,
But
my guess has one big problem. The reason why Bobby sold his Gronefeld is because he had to wear it on a strap, and the FP John only comes on a strap. So I just wanted to get the most obvious choice out of the way.
hmm 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 but Bobby, hold on one second. Let's see what Chaz. What are your guesses here? Justin loves that Havana FPJ. Um, Trace Barn, is this like horology nerd charades? Oh yes, at least. Um,
Can I go ahead and change my choice, or am I tied to the FP John?
no, I think you can change it, buddy.
All right, Rolex Day Date, 36 mil or maybe 40 mil. I don't know the size. Yellow gold
Wow,
Whoa.
wow,
with
Dib,
champagne dial.
with the champagne dial. Yes.
champagne. Um, wow. You know, let's talk about that a little bit. Bobby, there's no love for Rolex from Bobby. You know
I
what I
know
mean?
that, but I've heard Mr. Bobby K talking about that watch,
Yeah.
and it's something I like too, in the exact same configuration that Bobby loves. And if we had to take the strap equation out of the,
hmm
out, I think, at least in my mind, this is one of the viable choices. You know,
Did Trace Barnes saying that Dib, you look like a young George Clooney.
now,
Yellow gold AP overseas brick. Thomas is guessing. Um, this could be done with a Yachtmaster on the Oyster Flex, Maison says. Bobby, no love for Rolex. Yellow gold AP offshore brick. Okay. Um, okay, Bobby. You've got our guesses. Dib going with a Rolex day date, yellow gold with a champagne dial. Chaz and Rob going with a gray dial, AP Royal Oak 37 millimeter stainless steel. Let me stop sharing. Are you ready to show us? I'm going to give you a solo. Are you ready? Should I put you in a solo layout? Are you ready to tell us what you got?
So I'm going to give you guys one more thing. I'm going to say that out of all the guesses, you're 1 for 3. When I say 1 for 3 of all the guesses, that means the brand, color, material,
Okay.
and this thing is 1 out of 3.
So we only got one part right.
So it's a blue royal blue dial royal oak titanium. That's what it is.
You guys
But I'm
can
not. But I'm not gonna.
recheck. You guys
I'm
can
not gonna.
discuss amongst yourself now. Again, if you want to change your answer, I give you.
We need to change something. We only got
Yeah.
one part right.
So I think it's
Uh,
AP. I think it's AP is the one that we got right.
well, then let's change the dial color and material and see what happens. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
that's what I'm saying. Like I think he now. My guess is that he got the blue dial. Is there a titanium royal oak dib?
Did help us out here.
You're more of
No, I'm
a
not. I'm
AP
not a
expert.
Royal Oak expert. I don't know anything about the what except the Royal Oak 37. I just have no clue about the brand. So
Wait a second here. Justin has a good point here. The 1159. Like, don't you have to
Did
get an
he? Did he get a
1159
code?
first? Don't you have to get an 1159 first before you get a
I
royal oak these
think I
days?
think Bobby K is on. He's on the AP. I think he's on the Royal Oak before.
Yeah, but did you buy it through a boutique before?
I
That's the
don't
only
know.
thing.
I don't know. Yeah, that's we could. Are we sticking with AP then?
Dib, what do you think? Are we sticking? Do you think it's AP?
I don't
You
know.
guys can diversify too. Three different answers,
No,
right?
I mean, I think I'm gonna stick with yellow gold. Now the problem is what you know. So the obvious choices would be so Bobby has already had the time zone or longer, so I don't think I want to include it longer. I want to go left field and say, oh no, Laurent Ferrier doesn't do yellow gold, as far as I can remember. Okay. Hmm. I don't want to pivot back to steel. Alright.
Do,
So it can't be steel if you're picking gold.
Now I'm saying
Yeah.
that I don't want to pivot back to steel because I still think it's yellow gold and I'm missing something.
Chaz, while he thinks, do you have a choice of anything that's running through your mind?
I'm gonna stick with AP. I think I think we may have a blue dial here, and so what we can't have it has to be some other material, or the only thing is Dib got it, it is yellow gold. It's
Alright.
either
How about
so.
a Debatone DB25 yellow gold? How about that?
How
I,
about how about some royal oak? Do they have a rubber on the royal oak? It's
Offshore.
Miami.
Offshore.
Offshore.
Blue. Okay, I don't want to drag my pick along this. I'm going Royal Oak offshore blue dial on blue rubber.
Okay.
alright.
That's where I'm going with.
I,
DB25 maybe. Alright, Debatone yellow gold. I can't name the
Leave
models
it
because I
to
don't know
yellow
a lot
gold.
of them. Yeah.
Okay.
and I'll go blue dial Royal Oak uh, on white gold.
Okay, the best
right?
answer I guess was Chaz with the, but that's still 1 out of 3. So I'm going to show the watch now because it's you
So it's
keep guessing
white
and
gold. Hold on. Okay, let
it's
me just
the
keep so.
Longa
No,
Oh
Oh,
man!
Odysseus
Odysseus.
gray dial
well, I got rubber
in white
right.
gold on rubber. Yeah, you got rubber. Yep, 1 out of 3. But
Wow!
so
Wow!
yep, it's a day date
Unbelievable!
though. It's so at least the day date complication is correct. Um, Again, it's the weather,
Congratulations,
the
Bobby.
rubber, and
Huge congrats on the watch.
it's gray. And I think this might be the best gray Dale watch out there. I was definitely, guys, to be honest, thinking of the 37 millimeter Royal Oak gray for a long time. But then I thought, if I get this, I don't think I can get it later on. And with this, I feel very, very comfortable saying that this might be the best Great L watch that I've seen. I haven't, and
Give us
it's
another
just
view. What's the material? Is that
white
a
gold,
White
it's
white
white
gold.
gold.
gold? Yeah.
And then it has a date, and you can actually change. I'll just do it for you here, but you guys probably seen this in videos, but you can change the day that way directly.
Oh,
Oh
And
that's
this is
yeah.
not
nice.
crown guards, and then this side it's the date, um, just directly. No,
That's
no, no
great.
frills, small seconds, same as the, and it has a like a radial grooving, and then on the case back, of
Oh
course.
yeah. Wait. Let me get that. Hold on.
Oh man.
Congratulations,
So
man.
I would say I probably downgraded on the great with the Gronefeld, but I think this is more than enough. It's not a much of a. This is a really, really well built and funny enough, a hefty watch because it's white gold. When you put it on the wrist, it's really heavy, but because of the rubber strap, it feels very centered. Um,
That's a
and
great watch for you, Bobby. You'll wear that one a lot. I think
Yeah.
that's a great watch for you.
it's a great Miami watch, I guess. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think, and I think I wanted something German, Rob. Another watch. I feel like
Yeah.
it ticks those boxes. It has a day-date complication. I don't have that either in my collection, so I think all those things, and it has loom, which is nice. The
Mm.
only other loomed watch I shouldn't say all the Patek and the VC also has it, but like the real loom I have is the Doxa. So that's my reasoning. But I think it was an interesting way of thinking about how the colors work, and because there's so many options. I'm thinking of the Day Bethune, but again, it's probably pretty high up there in the current market. AP still, and again, Rob and Chaz, you're absolutely right. I'll still get an AP sometime, but I'm thinking more towards a bluish color for that one. Maybe later on, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, who knows? And Deb, you're right, brown, Jorn in the future, hopefully. These are things just once, if everything falls into place, 2024, 2025, just to help
So,
with the color collection.
did you get it directly from the Lange boutique, or did you trade your Gronefeld? Okay,
Yeah, so I sold the Gronefeld and I got this
okay.
with, so um, again, it's really hard to get a
Hmm.
Longa from the boutique directly. Another thing that kind of prompted me hopefully was Longa is increasing their prices,
Mm.
and they're increasing their prices next week. And so I wanted to make sure I got this. I had to make a decision within the last couple of weeks, and I thought this might be worthwhile because once these prices go up, and Dib, you're looking for a Longa one, these prices are not coming down anytime
Mm.
soon, like before. It might be based on the market, but I think that the Odysseus is one of the hardest ones to get from Longa too. So
Yeah.
I think that
Justin saying that watch that makes you want to come home after the war. Wow. Wow.
I'm
That's
so I've seen the Gronfelds, and probably again, and this is in my opinion, probably they have the best finishing on the market,
yes, on the
but
piece, the movement.
on the movement. But for
Yes.
some reason, the Gronfelds have always left me cool. But I'm really happy for you because like Lange is one of my favorite brands, and again,
Mm,
like I don't think I can ever aspire to get a white gold Odysseus because just because like it's impossible to get from a boutique, and I'd need to have a lot of watch capital to like kind of trade in to it. So I think it's a perfect move, like I but I did not see this coming.
I
That
didn't see
that
it
And,
tells
coming
you
either.
everything.
and that's why I
Yeah.
thought that I don't think this watch has been revealed before on your stream or a lot like
No,
an
no.
Odysseus. So I thought it was more of a surprise type of watch model that I thought it would be really. Another thing I forgot to mention is I don't like the Odysseus blue on the bracelet. I don't know if
Mm,
you ever seen it on the
hmm.
pictures at
I,
least. I
I've
don't think
seen it, yeah,
the
and
lug the lug bracelet junction. You've seen it, Dib. I have never seen it. I just saw it in pictures. I didn't think that it looked. I'm a big fan of integrated bracelets, like how it
the one word I'd use is it's not harmonious.
Yep.
Like it like I saw it and like when I went to Watch Time last year, they had the titanium limited edition one, and it's pretty much the same thing, right? Like steel titanium, but it just like felt like something was missing. Like it's not as well integrated as a Royal Oak, or the Nautilus. So I think this, like, and I kept thinking, like you said, all right, I don't want a leather strap, right, or a buffalo strap. So I'm like, what can I think that you might get in, rubber? But then I kind of, like made, all right, let's get a Debaton because it's
And
kind of an even trade, like
yep,
like in
yep.
the high 60s probably, So I'm like, all right, let me do that. But I'm glad you got this watch. It's one of the
Mm,
best watches ever made.
And I think Rob was right in thinking about the AP on a rubber bracelet because that's the other option. Like, what are the other options on a rubber strap, right? I mean, Panerai, of course, AP, Royal Oak offshore. The only problem with the offshore is it's pretty big on my wrist. I
yeah,
think I don't think I
yeah,
could. If they make a smaller Royal Oak offshore, that'd be perfect. But
yeah,
unfortunately, it's 42, wears like a 45.
yeah.
But it's definitely a lot. I've seen a lot of people in Miami wear that type of watch, the rubber strap,
Yeah.
and that's a great watch.
You,
Um,
you know what's crazy? Like if you gave me like 20 guesses, I don't think I would have landed on the Odysseus. Um, and so like it was surprising on both ends, right? Surprising that you got rid of you sold the Kronfeld, right? Especially since that was a watch that you got recently within like the year. You waited, right? You waited for it. And I knew how much you loved that watch. Beautiful watch. Like you guys mentioned, the finishing on the movement side is second to none. But thinking through the logic, yeah, I mean, with that strap, I mean, in Miami, that's a tough watch to wear, and so I was a little surprised like about that. And when somebody threw it out there that maybe you parlayed the demand for that watch in the secondary into something else, I thought about it for a split second, and that's why I said, I decided then I was like, no, there's no way he did that, right? So he definitely kept it, and I obviously got that part wrong. And then thinking through what you've been talking about and knowing you or what you've been interested in, I know like the AP Royal Oak was up there. I forgot temporarily about the FP Journe and Dib thankfully brought that back into attention there. And I thought that was also a great pick. I was like, oh man, I wish I'd thought of that beforehand. But I just decided, it has to be AP Royal Oak. That's the one. I know you talked about that several times, and the gray dial going with the gray. Not seeing Longa, not seeing that at all. I'm not sure. I mean, you may have mentioned it in passing or when talking to other people, but I guess I just didn't register that that would be something that you'd be interested in. I mean, we all are interested in that watch, right? But I mean, like, there's so many other watches that we're interested in, and so I just think now, like, after your reveal, that's such a great watch for you, great for the weather. It's German, white gold on rubber. I mean, it's just perfect, man. It's just perfect, and congratulations. Yeah,
Thanks. And I
well
think
done.
I just want to like you brought up a very good point of um, where one lives. I think another thing that I realized is the salmon dial Gronefeld when you in the Miami sun, it's hard to read the time.
Mm,
And I think I've valued legibility as well. And
mm,
I've had the same issue with like it was mentioned the long before, which was gray on gray and gray. but I think this watch is more legible. It's a clear, like you can see it, you can see the
Hmm.
time. It
Hmm.
doesn't glare like before. It has a more matte gray dial. I think that kind of also when sunlight hits the Gronefeld, it's so well done. It just sparkles, and you just have blue hands on a salmon case back on a dial color. The contrast is not that well done that you can see the time that easily, and that's the primary function of the watch, right? To look at the time immediately. I think that's the thing. Now, do I feel bad? Yes. I've never seen a finishing on that Grunfeld. I probably will not see it, but I realize I'm more into the dials, the front side of the watch, than the
Mm.
back side.
Mm.
Um, and I think that and the functionality of the watch, it's a hard choice between those two. I mean, they're all great watches, but I feel
Yeah.
like the functionality and the legibility kind of trumped over
Yeah.
um,
Well,
movement
well,
finishing.
well. Look, I mean, like, if you've made that decision that you are more into the front of the dials than I mean, the dial side as opposed to movement side. Well, I mean, nobody can fault you on that because you've had one of the best dial side finished movements around. So if you really like, I'm sorry, the movement side movements around. So if you really like the dial side more, I would totally believe you. Totally believe you.
Mhm.
You know. Chaz, any final thoughts on the Odysseus on Bobby's
Just happy
purchase?
for Bobby. I, you know, it would have made sense. He loved his previous Longa. The
Mm,
legibility was, I think, what kind of allowed him to let that go. So it made perfect sense. And you know, the Odysseus, it's an amazing watch, and it's also safe to wear, probably mostly anywhere.
mm,
Even
Mhm.
though, I
good
mean,
point.
you'd have to be a watch geek to know. You know, it's kind of under the radar. In other words, it's not blingy, yet, but yet it's substance. I just think it's a perfect Bobby K watch. So,
Yeah, that's another thing is like those two watches, even the Grunfeld also. I mean, nobody knows what it is, but unless you're a watch nerd. And the Longa 2, I think there's something about Longa 2 that kind of draws you towards it. I don't know what it is. Just they're unique. It's kind of like Panerai that you have, Jazz. Like you know a Panerai when you see it.
Hmm.
The Longa signature is also there. The 3/4, even in the back of the 3/4 plate, on the case back, and
mm-hmm.
the even though it's a sports watch, it still has that Longa, pocket watch type of look to it. So I felt like that's the best of both worlds.
So what's next?
Well,
You have some time, right?
I think, yeah. I mean, I like you said, I take it slowly just to make sure
Hmm.
that I don't, because I don't want to make a mistake, because if I make a
Hmm.
mistake,
It's a big mistake.
it's a costly mistake. I think, like Dib was mentioning, I'm pretty sure that the brown Jorn will come one day. I don't know when, maybe next year, next year, and then this, like today I went to the boutique today, so I went to see the AP. So just a little this thing, I went to ask for a 37. There's only three colors: gray, blue, and light blue. And just because I just had a baby son last year, I went for the baby blue. I think because I would initially, like I was talking before, and you guys heard of me, you know give all the compliments to a gray Dal Royal Oak, but with this gray Dal Longa, I feel like I can switch over to a lighter blue Royal Oak, and that also, and just for my collection, will complete the integrated bracelet collection. I think this technically is an integrated bracelet, but with the 5711 overseas and the Royal Oak, that will complete the Trinity, along with the Moser
It,
uh,
and
the
the
GP Laureata.
GP, right? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, wow.
So that
Awesome.
should that also is a missing link. So it'll help me kind of
Yeah,
complete the collection colors wise and the collection as well.
very nice. Well, Bobby, again, congrats so much on that pickup. Well done. Had fun with the game today. You always spice things up, whether you're on this stream or on Sanjay's stream on Saturdays. You always spice things up, and it's a whole lot of fun. Uh, Dib, Chaz, thanks again. Thanks for playing. This is fun. We should do this more often, right?
Great
Um,
game. Great
yeah,
game.
great game. Um, Chat, you guys are the best. Loved your picks. Got me thinking. Got me changing my mind a couple times, and I always appreciate your feedback. Hey, uh, don't forget Sunday. Watch Soup with Sanjay, Engineer Wannabe, Watchdog Podcast, Clayton, and I. Every Sunday 9 p.m. We just released the podcast version of last Sunday's episode, so you'll have that looking forward to if you want to listen to as a podcast form. And don't forget to watch Sanjay's stream tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Guys, thank you so much again, and we'll see you on Sunday. Take care.
See
Thanks,
y'all.
guys.